Hello, everyone. My name is John Brenneman. I am the president here at MOAA Vacations. Want to thank everybody for joining us today for our webinar with Jodi from Region 7 Seas. How you doing today, Jodi?
Good, and you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm excited. I actually am going on vacation next week. I'm actually going on Regent and doing an Alaska cruise. So not my first time to Alaska, but it's my daughter's first time to Alaska. So she's very excited. So yeah, I've got like 2 days of work left tomorrow and Monday, and then I'm off and about. So I'm probably in a better mood than I normally am for these webinars. So anyway, we want to thank everybody for coming. A couple of things I always talk about when we do these. We are recording this webinar. So what we'll do when we're done with it, we'll actually upload it to our YouTube channel. And then we will send everybody an email probably this evening, unless we run into any technical difficulties. Will be a copy of the webinar. We started fairly close to right on the hour. So if there's something that you want to review, go watch a video again. See something about a particular ship or a group that we're going to talk about or anything, just kind of make a note at what time it is. And then if you don't want to watch the entire 1 hour webinar again, if, for example, at 25 minutes in, there's something you want to revisit, then you can just fast forward to that point. Everything we do here at MOAA, you're invited to bring friends and family along with you. So when you get the video, please feel free to share that with any friends and family who you think would be interested. So we always have a few people on the webinars that have not attended one in the past. So I always like to take the opening couple of minutes and just talk a little bit about MOAA Vacations and kind of what makes us unique. And the first thing that we always want to talk about is our superior service. We do have a concierge level of service. We are here to help you with all of your vacation planning. I should mention right up top, we do all vacation travel, not just cruises, not just escorted tours. We do resort stays, hotel stays, airfare, all of that. Any of your vacations that you have coming up, we'd love to be your travel agency of choice. When we talk about our superior level of service, we always like to mention that we are and have been for 20 years now, the only travel agency in the United States that provides travel on a satisfaction guaranteed basis. So if you were to have a problem before or during your trip, you would reach out to us. All of those concerns, problems, whatever you want to call them, are either handled by myself or Mike Tyrell, who's our vice president. We know all of our consultants do a great job, but we like to use our personal relationships with the executives, the reps, at the vendors, the cruise lines, the tour companies, whatever it is, to get those problems resolved quickly and to your satisfaction. For those of you who've had issues before, the industry standard in travel is 6 to 8 weeks for resolution. With us, we reduce that to 48 hours to try and get you at least an update in that time and hopefully resolved in that time. So service, number one. Lowest fares, obviously no one's going to be satisfied if they pay too much. We do guarantee the lowest price. And we'll actually talk about some opportunities today, which is a big part of it, about a special program that we have with Regent, which is going to save you 20 to 50% off. And that is not one of these. And I know people get a little jaded in the kind of the travel agency marketing, because you'll always see these numbers flying around, and it's always it's a discount off of what? You know, so if the brochure rate is 10,000 and they're selling it at 5,000, that's 50% off. But is that really 50% off when that rate is available to everyone? So keep in mind when we talk about these special rate program we have Regent, that's a discount off the lowest available fare. So if you were to contact Regent directly or another travel agency and you got their quote and their quote was $10,000, in some cases, if it's one of those dates, it's 50% off. Our rate would be $5,000. Now that's just on the cruise fare, and we'll talk about that later on. But they are significant savings, saving you thousands of dollars. Free amenities. We have this with a number of different vendors. Regent being one of those. If you book any Regent cruise, any date, any destination, this year, next year, 2025, there is always a $250 shipboard credit for MOAA members when they book Regent through us. So in addition to the lowest price, we also have this value-added amenity. And as I kind of preluded earlier, if you bring friends and family along and they are traveling with you, they would also get that $250 shipboard credit on their suite. It's a per suite benefit. So if you had one friend, 10 friends go, doesn't matter, as long as they are traveling with a MOAA member, every cabin that goes with you will get that. And then group opportunities. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But one of the other things when we talk about what kind of makes us unique or the reason we should be your travel agency of choice is the fact that we have the opportunity to travel with your fellow MOAA members from all across the country. These are easily the most popular thing we do. What's better than sharing these fantastic cruises or destinations with friends? And MOAA members are basically just friends you haven't met yet because of your shared background. So we're actually going to talk about a group departure that spotlights the world wars. So there's that added interest in it and the opportunity to travel with your fellow MOAA members. So that's kind of my quick intro on MOAA Vacations and why we want to be your travel agency. But the meat and potatoes, so to speak, of our presentation today is going to be Jodi. She has a lot of things she's going to go through. For those of you who've been on previous webinars we've done with Jodi and I, we actually got some new stuff we're going to talk about, new videos, new ship, and everything else. So Jodi, take it away.
Thank you, John.
Sure.
So yeah, so like John said, so today's presentation is a little different. And I'm not going to talk about all of the other ships in our fleet. I'm going to focus today mainly on Seven Seas Grandeur, which is branded as a Heritage of Perfection. And this ship's inaugural voyage is in November of this year. So we've got this great presentation highlighting this beautiful ship. If you're curious about the other ships as well or information, we've got multiple videos on the webpage here with MOAA that you can go back and look at other information. And of course, speaking to your MOAA advisor, they are the most knowledgeable about the Regent product, have sailed a lot of them on a Regent or will soon. But MOAA, again, great partner. We love you, John. I love you, Mike. You guys, we've got this wonderful relationship we've built over the last year and a half, 2 years. So let's get started. We've got some videos and things in this presentation. So sit back and learn about the beautiful Seven Seas Grandeur that is arriving in November. Now, again, I want to welcome you and welcome everyone. Actually, let me stop here because I'm going to turn off my video. I don't want to get in anybody's way. John,
yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shut my camera off as well. And I did forget to mention there is a Q&A. If you kind of scroll the bottom of the screen, we already have one question. So during Jodi's presentation, I will be answering questions, and then we are doing a Q&A at the end. So if it's a question somebody asks that I think will be of interest to everyone, I may do a short little answer in the Q&A, but then Jodi and I will talk about it in more length at the end. Sorry about that, Jodi. I just wanted to mention that. So I'm going to hop on the Q&A and start answering questions. I'll turn it back over to you.
There's one there already that we'll have to review. Alrighty, so Regent's 6th ship and the latest addition to what we call the world's most luxurious fleet is Seven Seas Grandeur. And since their respective builds, we've got Explorer and Splendor, and they've truly delighted discerning travelers across the world, and now their sister, Grandeur. So for nearly 30 years, we have delivered unrivaled experiences throughout the world, all while we have been listening to our guests and evolving our services and continually refining each element of the Regent experience. And with every luxury included, we ensure you are free to embrace every moment of your journey. And this all begins with a ship that elevates the pinnacle of ocean cruising to new heights. Seven Seas Grandeur. We are very, very excited to bring this ship into service. So this is about redefining the standard of luxury. And recent reveals of Seven Seas Grandeur that we've shown, which actually embody Regent's Heritage of Perfection, include all 15 lavish and spacious suite categories. The jewel in the crown being the iconic and the most sought after address at sea, the 4,443 square foot Regent Suite, complete with its own in-suite spa, private tours in each port of call, and many other things. In addition, renderings of exquisite specialty restaurants, Prime 7 and Chartreuse have been unveiled, along with the captivating reimagined design of the largest specialty restaurant at sea, Compass Rose, which is the flagship restaurant on all of our ships. So Compass Rose offers a fully customizable Epicurean experience with a variety of gourmet options that are available nightly. Now, and all of these new ships, these new build ships, Explorer, Splendor, Grandeur, all have this beautiful infinity pool that is off of the back in the spa area, and not many people know it. And if you're looking for that ultra private area on the ship, I would say this is it, because again, people just don't know that it's there. So July of last year, the first big milestone for us with Grandeur was the keel laying. And this is where the steel section is lifted onto the dry dock, and the section is approximately 55,500 gross tons. And a long-standing maritime tradition is where there's 3 custom minted coins. They're placed into the keep of the ship, one to represent the sister ships. So one represents Seven Seas Explorer, one represents Seven Seas Splendor, and of course, one to represent Seven Seas Grandeur. So now these coins will remain forever embedded within the ship structure, bringing all of the luck for all who sail on board. And then the coins for Explorer and Splendor are replicas of those that were placed on their own keels, while the new coin for Seven Seas Grandeur includes Regent's 30th anniversary logo, which we celebrated 30 years of unrivaled experiences last year in 2022. So you can see in the video I'm about to show you the moment the traditional good luck champagne bottle was shattered against her hull during the float out ceremony. And it's bad luck if this champagne bottle does not break, but I can assure you that it broke. And in January of this year is when we achieved another major construction milestone with Grandeur, where she floated from the building dry dock on January 26, 2023 at the shipyard in Italy. And so now in the final stage of construction, focusing on finessing her lavish suites, elegant lounges, and exquisite restaurants that will embody her heritage of perfection.
Madrina, in nome di Dio, taglia!
These types of things are very exciting for us, and almost every time watching it, I get chills because it's just so exciting. So to design our new ship in this distinctive level of luxury, we engaged award-winning interior designers. They specialize in boutique cruising and hospitality interior design to reimagine and bring life to this distinct level of luxury that we want to create for Seven Seas Grandeur. The interior design aimed to take modern luxury to new aesthetic heights, from all suite, all balcony accommodations to transformative dining experiences. So from one-of-a-kind Regent Suite at that 4,443 square feet, a newly designed parlor within it on this ship. New designs are also unveiled for the 15 suite categories, a rejuvenated observation lounge, and much more on board this beautiful ship. You can see the colors are light and cool and calming on board in the suites, the venues, the open spaces. With Regent, when you were on board, and I can definitely just attest to this because I was just on 2 weeks ago in Alaska on Seven Seas Explorer, so the sister ship, and the ship was completely full. It does not seem full at all. It seems actually almost empty. So that is something that is about the Regent experience that people come back to and for over and over again.
Can you explain the inspiration behind this Regent Suite?
When talking about our experience in designing this new suite, we really imagined the Regent Suite on board Grandeur to be a little bit unique and different from the previous vessels. We wanted to capture that curiosity and kind of that discerning eye of an art collector. We know a lot of your guests are world travelers, and that curiosity speaks volumes. So how do we capture that in design, and how do we bring that forth in this beautiful suite that June has put together?
Yeah, and so we really envisioned the space as a gallery where every piece of furniture, every finished material, every artwork has been painstakingly curated to really make a space feel very inviting and welcoming.
Yeah, you know, your guests are going to notice little nods of traditional elements, but what we've done is we've taken those elements and modernized them. So although it'll feel familiar to them, it'll still be new and fresh.
And this suite is just absolutely beautiful. And can you imagine 4,443 square feet of space on board a ship? Anyway, so we want you to savor your journey. And this is ways to taste the world, right? We remember places by the food that we ate there, and nothing enhances travel like cuisine. And it's so much more than just food. It's about the experiences that we offer you through food, with Epicurean indulgence, choice of dining options on board, and multiple choices of dining options, Epicurean enrichment, and Epicurean explorations. So exquisite choice of dining options in all of our restaurants on board. We have open seating, open dining. It's complimentary, including specialty dining and in-suite dining, 24-hour room service, special tasting, deck top barbecues, and Epicurean enrichment would include our culinary arts kitchen, which is on our 3 new class ships, Explorer, Splendor, and Grandeur, Epicurean spotlight voyages, Epicurean engagements, gourmet tours ashore with themes of wine and spirits, local flavor tours, etc. So I'd like to share with you a video about one of our specialty venues that is named Sette Mare, and how we are evolving and bringing the authentic Italian flavors to be able to share that with you. There are no reservations required for Sette Mare. And this being our Italian restaurant, I actually ate in this venue twice while on board our other ship, and it was amazing. And the small plates and the choices that you get, it's very, very, truly unique.
Today we're starting a project that we've been really longing to do for a long time. You know, when we started Sette Mare some years ago on board the ships, I sat down with the culinary team and we were discussing on how different the typology of cuisine is in this part of Italy. We are on the eastern southern part of Italy, just down the hill of the boot. And we were explaining a little bit how the culture of a lot of appetizer and pastas and all these things from the beautiful surrounding of this region came. So I decided finally, after so many years, that we took a trip and we came in this area. And today we are at the Masseria Conte. And Masseria Conte is a lot of memory. I used to come here as a young kid. Hey, Angelo, thank you for allowing us to do this. You know, this brings a lot of memory. I remember when we used to come here and eat with your grandma, and over there was all the wheat, and I used to jump in from there, and it's incredible that this has transformed in the last 35 years.
Ti ringrazio di cuore.
It's really nice, really nice. So we are here today. The chef Leonardo will basically cook a little bit with Bernard and Wolfing and Antonio that has joined us from Italy. And we will try to do some appetizer, but mainly we also going to see the real cheese making, all fresh mozzarella, burrata, stracciatella that they have here at the dairy farm adjacent to this beautiful masseria. Memories, fantastic.
That looks amazing. I'm a definite cheese lover. I would love to do something like that. But we even do tours with our Gourmet Explore tours where you have the ability to go into the cities with the chefs and learn and do things like that. So excuse me, with transformative dining experiences, Compass Rose, a new interpretation of Compass Rose on this ship. The dining experience that is at the heart of any Regent ship. So the entrance begins with a delicate, multi-dimensional cascading waterfall sculpture, hand-blown glass. Once inside, you're greeted by this canopy of interwoven crystal and wood edge illuminated trees, giving that illusion of dining in an enchanted forest. And then Prime 7 takes cues from the classic New York steakhouse of early 19th, 20th century. The culinary history of New York City is long rooted in the steakhouse, where the dining experience was rich, vibrant, and all about the ultimate beef buffet. So cues include a wall of antique travel cases, black and white photography when you enter, and fine tooled leather. And then Chartreuse, our French venue, chic styling and touches of the 1920s Paris with Chartreuse and the iconic camellia from the House of Chanel. The camellia has long been a symbol of Chanel for years after have been engraved into buttons, woven into embroideries, and apparently comes from the story that Chanel was given her first bouquet of camellias by her then polo playing lover, and shortly after began pinning silk versions of them all over her lapels, hair, and around her home. So you'll see these colors and unique things throughout each restaurant, how they're all different on board Regent. Now, I want to share a snip of an interview with you from our designers, again, on our Prime 7 Steakhouse. Prime 7 is one of my favorite venues on board Regent. I'm a Midwest gal. I love my steak, but they've got, lobster and crab legs and this to die for, caramel popcorn sundae and 7 or 10 layer chocolate cake in this venue. Many options.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what inspired you and your team on this restaurant?
Sure. So Janice, our inspiration really came from paying homage to the birth of the steakhouse. So when we were thinking about the design, we were really thinking about where did the steakhouse originate? So in our research, we found that it really originated in New York. And it originated in the beefsteak banquet and chop houses that were around this time period. And then we delved a little further and we said, okay, what is it about these steakhouses that made them feel so special? So we tried to get into the minds of the gentlemen of that time. What were they wearing? How did they travel? What was their daily life like when they frequented a lot of these establishments, which were at the time really solely for men? So that's where really our inspiration started. So we started seeing this little travel theme weaving through the story, and we felt that was really important to capture because we do want to speak to the heritage of the steakhouse like the heritage of Regent. So for Regent Grandeur, we feel it's important to kind of give the guest a little nod to history and take them to a different place that they haven't been to before.
How does this design elevate the experience on board Seven Seas Grandeur specifically?
So for us, it was really important to capture a unique experience. We know how important the restaurant venues are on board the Regent brand. So we wanted to capitalize on that and really create an experience that was fluid. So it took guests from even the point of arrival at the restaurant. So as you arrive to the restaurant, you'll be just highlighting this beautiful feature wall that has all these vintage cases that are handmade. And then as the guests travel through the entrance, you come across the main bar. So we really want guests to kind of come in and sit a while, create a space that feels convivial, that feels familiar, and the space will be adorned with beautiful details. We have a feature wall that has gentleman belts, and these belts are going to be put end on end, creating a very beautiful texture. So there's little elements like that that give you a nod to this time of turn of the century New York. And then even sitting at the bar, there's a beautiful lenticular screen that takes you from turn of the century to modern day New York. So I think the guests will really feel like they've been transported, and that's all before you even sit down for dinner. There's also other things that we've done. We think it's really, really important to be able to have guests feel like they have the best seat in the house. So how do we capture that? We've created certain areas in the design where we have walls that have been outfitted with mirror. This way, everyone can see the reflection of the ocean and everyone feels like they have that window seat to the outside world. There's also other elements, like how do we hide service stations and things like that. So what we've done is we've designed these beautiful vitrines that have been outfitted with the most exquisite memorabilia of the time. And that allows that experience to be seamless. You don't even understand where these service stations are. It's really going to elevate the experience overall.
Absolutely gorgeous. I just cannot wait to see this ship when she comes for christening in December. Now, dining on board our luxurious fleet is, again, whenever, wherever, and with whomever you choose. Selections are available for every diet, thirst, taste, from plant-based meals to perfectly aged steaks. and everything in between. And when it comes to immersing yourself in culture, there may be no better way than with our Epicurean explorations, ranging across every region. Our shoreside culinary experiences invite you to explore historic markets, sample famed beverages, witness traditional cooking methods, and taste local specialties. You glean wisdom from masters in the culinary arts. You can sharpen your skills in a hands-on cooking class with our culinary arts kitchen experiences, engage in the beauty of a foreign culture, and immerse yourself in a particular culinary love on an Epicurean spotlight voyage. So the array of enriching opportunities aboard the world's most luxurious fleet are surely to satisfy your inner gourmand. And my husband on board, when we were on 2 weeks ago, Explorer, he did one of our culinary arts kitchen cooking classes, and it was a theme of in Alaska called Taste of the Northwest. And he absolutely loved it. And I have to admit, he's the main cook in our household. I can cook, yes, but he is the main cook, and he learned so much, and he had so much fun and shared our chef. She was so knowledgeable and made it so fun, and just an amazing experience. So if you like that kind of thing and you're into that foodie stuff, if you're on one of these 3 ships, Explorer, Splendor, Grandeur, I would highly recommend one of our cooking classes. Now, with Grandeur, we've collaborated with the globally revered jewelry mason Fabergé to have the first Fabergé egg to reside permanently at sea, which will be the piece de resistance of the dazzling art collection aboard the new 7 Seas Grandeur sailing in November. So I'm going to show you a video in a second about we're showing the Fabergé egg reveal. Ready? Here we go. And we actually just recently, within the last couple of weeks, announced the 7 Seas godmother of Grandeur will be Sarah Fabergé, with an exciting party of many people. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend, but I wanted to give you a snippet of that as well.
Celebrate a very, very special occasion. Our partnership with Fabergé has gone to the next level, and we've just named Sarah Fabergé as godmother of 7 Seas Grandeur. It's just such a momentous occasion. I'm honored to have her accept this godmother responsibility, and everyone is here celebrating as we anxiously await 7 Seas Grandeur's arrival this November. The partnership with Fabergé is a perfect match. Just taking the ethos and the brands, 2 luxury players that just join together beautifully, and the egg that we've designed that's specifically made for 7 Seas Grandeur. It is the only Fabergé egg that will permanently reside at sea, designed specifically for us, and I can't wait to showcase what's inside the egg. So the beautiful, beautiful design everyone's seen, but what they haven't seen, and they'll have to wait until we do our christening event in December, is the inside and what the jewel and the artwork looks like. So this particular piece, Journey in Jewels, is going to be the central piece of our multi-million-dollar art collection on board 7 Seas Grandeur. It's absolutely spectacular.
I'm very excited and honoured to be named godmother of the 7 Seas Grandeur tonight. We've had a lovely event this evening, and I look forward to being on board to tell Fabergé stories, our own voyage of discovery about Fabergé, that voyage of discovery for Regent clients, and really look forward to working in partnership together.
Lots of big things happening with the anticipation of Grandeur coming on in November of this year. We actually have one special sailing that will bring guests into the world of Fabergé with a small group masterclass programs. There's exclusive access to unique and intimate shoreside tours if you're interested, jeweled egg demonstrations, and fascinating lectures and screenings all about Fabergé. Additionally, there is also the option to book a special pre-cruise land program in London, which includes a visit to the Fabergé headquarters, an exclusive shopping experience, private viewing of the royal portraits in Westminster Abbey, and much more. The Spotlight Sailing, hosted by the highest authorities of authorities on the Fabergé story, will be on Seven Seas Grandeur's July 1st, 2024 sailing. It's a 10-night sailing around the Mediterranean and hosted by Sarah Fabergé. So this is going to be an event, and I would assume it would sure to be sold out. I haven't checked this sailing actually, but I think that I will and see where we're at on that. Now, as we come to the end of highlighting Grandeur in this presentation, I hope that you're all excited to welcome this beautiful ship to our fleet, to be our 6th ship in the Regent fleet. I hope you're as excited as we are. I wanted to talk about an exclusive MOAA departure that we've got in 2024 in August. It is a spotlight on history sailing. And this is a spotlight on the World Wars. It's a London round trip sailing on Seven Seas Splendor. And the World Wars forever changed our existence. And I know, and you all know that more than anyone. And on this, you'll join veterans, historians, and key experts in learning to learn more about these watershed conflicts through engaging presentations, visits to historic battlefields, and more. So all of the information has not yet been released on everything that we will be offering on this sailing to spotlight the World Wars, but I can assure you it would be something that I think you would enjoy and would love to be a part of. Now, this sailing has up to 24 free shore excursions. We start in London, we go into Belgium, Dunkirk, France is a newer port for us, into Paris. Actually, we have 2 overnights in Paris, and that's something that's really unique as well, because you get to experience shore excursions that are during the day, but then there might be something that you can do in the evening. So the experiences of these cities, when we do these in-port overnights, you get to see the experience from both day and night, and those are very nice to experience. Another port in France, and then ending in London. So if you are interested in this sailing, reach out to your MOAA advisor, consultant, and they will definitely get you information on it. So we do have special group rates available there. Now, I wanted to just give you some images on Seven Seas Splendor, since that voyage is specific to Seven Seas Splendor, and we just highlighted Grandeur. But again, Splendor is the sister ship to Seven Seas Grandeur, so there'll be a lot of similarities on board, but some not, because our ships are not exactly the same. So when you walk on board with us, this is your main entrance, your atrium on Seven Seas Splendor. It's absolutely beautiful. This would be Compass Rose, our main flagship dining room. Again, different than all of the other ships on board, or different than all of the other ships. Chartreuse, our French restaurant. And you see those green colors throughout in all of them. And then Prime 7, our steakhouse here. This is Pacific Rim. This is one of our specialty restaurants as well. Again, no dining reservations required. This is a Pan-Asian or Asian fusion venue. And you can see her on the right on this image. This is at the entrance of this restaurant, this amazing dragon that you'll see that you'll walk around before you enter Pacific Rim, or Pacific Rim, yes. All right, so the penthouse suite. Actually stayed in this suite on Seven Seas Explorer, so it looks exactly the same. This suite is to die for. You receive a butler in this suite. You've got a separate bedroom, huge bathroom, walk-in closet, this little table here and a little kitchenette area that you can dine, but you can dine on your balcony, and your balcony is huge. Any of the suites with Regent are absolutely amazing. Even the minimum square feet starts at 301 square feet. So they are not small, and we're not going to put you, in the dark if you're in the minimum suite. They are all absolutely beautiful. This is a superior and a concierge suite on board. The only difference between the two categories is the amenities that you receive on board, but we changed the design when the Explorer came out with these suites so that the bed, when you're laying there, faces the balcony. Now, we also have entertainment on board, the theater. This is the theater on board Seven Seas Splendor. So because our ships are small, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have things to do. There is actually plenty to do on board a Regent ship. We do have a casino for those of you that would like to try your hand there. The pool deck, beautiful. There's always an open lounger. There aren't people up at 5 in the morning trying to reserve pool loungers that, that don't show up until 1 in the afternoon. It's not like that on board Regent. And again, it seems that this picture, doesn't, who knows, but it doesn't ever seem crowded and overcrowded on board a Regent sailing. We also have the Serene Spa on board, which includes the, you can get a beauty salon, and you can get your nails done, hair done, spa. The included in the spa, and a lot of people don't know as well, is the sauna. We include the infinity pool, the ice rooms. Those aren't additional charges. You can use those at your leisure, but if you're ready to go get a massage or something like that, you can use that shipboard credit that you have to pay for your spa or salon appointment on board Regent. We also have these beautiful coffee connections where we've got indoor and outdoor space. So this is an image of the outdoor space on Coffee Connection on Splendor. So Coffee Connection is going to give you those specialty coffees that are included. You don't have to pay additional things for those on board Regent because we include alcohol, we include premium wines and liquors, we include all specialty coffees, bottled water, freshly squeezed juice at breakfast. There's no packages that you have to purchase to buy with Regent in order to be able to get those things. They're just included, and that's part of luxury. And I don't want you to think like, wow, Grandeur, which is very luxurious, but with Regent, there are no formal nights. No formal nights at all. Our dress code is elegant casual, country club casual. So really for you gentlemen, we just ask that you wear a collared shirt in the evenings. No jackets required, no tuxedos. Women, blouse and slacks, dress. We may be luxury, but we are not stuffy, and it is not pretentious. And really, after meeting so many people on board Regent, they are all like-minded, discerning guests who want to visit the world, travel, check things off of their bucket list, and they're just everyday, normal people. And I love that about Regent. And I love that we have that luxury to be able to offer you, so you don't have to sign for a drink, you don't have to pay for that specialty dining. You don't have to pay for that shore excursion unless you want to, because we include over 2,000 free unlimited shore excursions on our cruises. We do have options for you to upgrade your tours, but you definitely don't have to. And this is a culinary arts kitchen, so where you would take that culinary arts kitchen class. Now, if you are into something like this, I would recommend booking your class as soon as they're available. There are multiple classes, so know that. They're $89, so not bad, and about 2 hours, and a lot of fun. And you have these beautiful views of the ocean while you're cooking. So just a little bit about Splendor, and there's so much more to show you, but the exciting stuff is that MOAA Vacations, because of the amazing partner that we have, they're up to 50% off on select sailings. If you're looking for anything last minute in 2023, a lot we have in 2023, and some actually go into 2024. So as John said, it's 22 up to 50%. And that depends on the cruise, but you definitely want to check with them because there is availability and we can get you this fare to get on Regent at prices on some of these that are unheard of, actually. So, you know, you've been all over the world, you're looking to check things off of your bucket list, and Regent can make the experience more special and more memorable than anyone. And I absolutely 100% believe that. We visit over 500 destinations worldwide. We visit over 350 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So again, reach out to your MOAA Vacations advisor with your bucket list destinations, and they'll assist you in finding the best option for you. And we just have this amazing opportunity with this special. And like John said, this is not for everybody. This is not for everybody. MOAA Vacations is personally my best partner, and I would just highly recommend reaching out. Now, something that I like to show guests is this is what we call our value comparison. And we are comparing a premium cruise line, for example, that you may sail with in a suite or a balcony. And ultimately, the price is a lot different when you book. In this example, you've got a $5,479 on a premium cruise line. They're both 12 nights. Guest capacity is different, not too different in this example, but 680 on Voyager. On this example, 1,317 guests in the premium cruise line. The crew to guest ratio 1 to 1.4 on Voyager and 1 to 2.2 on the premium cruise line. So comparing a comparable suite with a balcony, it's got to have a balcony and be a suite on the premium, to ours, which are all suite, all balcony on Seven Seas Voyager. By the time you get to the end of your vacation, you are paying so close to what you would have paid to sail on a luxury cruise ship with a completely different experience on board. It's just a completely different experience. And I've sailed on another premium line, and for me, it was so eye-opening to see that and to see people that I could say those are Regent customers where they could sail on this small ship, and by the end of their cruise, they're paying what they would have close to what they would have paid on a Regent cruise. So when you're comparing, you always want to look at comparing from start to end with Regent and with those others, because you will see that it's going to make sense for you. And if you can't see the comparison, we have those that we can share those with you, and your advisor can go over those too. But we have this also with luxury hotels. So if you've never cruised or never done a cruise before, you've only traveled in luxury hotels, another thing to think about is, in this example, we've used the Four Seasons in Athens, the Hotel de la Ville in Rome, the Mandarin Oriental in Barcelona. And this is, the numbers are averages, but a 10-night cruise compared to this 10-night luxury hotel starts out higher on Regent, but you've got to add air and transfers, shore excursions, gratuities, meals, all of that. It comes out so much less than if you were to go on a Regent cruise. And actually in the comparison, this is a suite that has a butler. So think about that. You know, if you've never considered a cruise, it would be something that you should consider. Now, offers with MOAA Vacations, besides those sailings that we're offering the up to 50% savings, a couple of other things for you. MOAA Vacations, as John said in the beginning, we give a $250 shipboard credit. That's per suite on all departures. And actually, and that's not up to, actually, it could be more. The minimum, depending on the sailing, is $250. So there is a possibility that they're able to get you more, but minimum is $250, and you could spend that on a nice shore excursion in the spa, the salon, and so forth. Now, of course, as we always do this, if you book within the next 2 weeks, you will receive an additional savings. And this savings depends on the sailing length, the suite category that you, and the suite category that you book. So, for example, if you are booking a 14-day cruise in a penthouse suite, you'll receive a savings of $550 for the suite. So I don't want to go on with too many offers because it can tend to get confusing. So that's why I leave you to your expert travel advisors. Just note that the the special pricing of up to 50%, that will not get an additional savings because that is rock bottom pricing deals. It's not combinable with other offers, and that is the best that you are going to get. So always best to talk to your travel advisor at MOAA Vacations. We really hope to see you on board a Regent Seven Seas cruise very soon. I thank you all so much for attending and taking this time out of your afternoon. We've got a little bit of time left, so John's, I think that he's answered most of the questions, right, John?
Well, we have a few that we always, single travelers always come up. So we want to kind of talk about what you have for singles. But yeah, I literally, I was making notes while I was answering questions, and I definitely, and you touched on it, is the fact that $250 shipboard credit is the minimum. And then there are a variety of different things. For example, the group, which is on the Spotlight on the World Wars, that is $400, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So there are situations typically when we put group departures together, and we kind of do like one a year. We're hoping those become popular enough we start doing more than one. But yeah, so that's 400. So that 250 is a minimum, and then if there's other programs that offer onboard credit, that number's more. So yeah, I guess we shouldn't say it's always 250. We should say it's always 250 or more.
At least 250, yeah.
There you go. But I want to come back to the Spotlight in a second, but we had a couple of questions on singles. So can you talk basically about what we have for single, or what you offer for single travelers?
So for singles, we actually, every quarter, we come out with new dates that we offer single specials. So we don't discount singles closer into the sailing. We give you enough time to make that decision and plan your trip just as we would as everyone else. So single supplements savings could be 125%. So you're only paying additional 25% or more, on up to 200% depending. But there are many sailings that are at only additional 25%. So there's select sailings, but we have a spot on our website that shows the single specials there and all of the dates that you could look through. And again, checking with your MOAA advisor.
Yeah, the easiest thing is always call and talk to Lisa or Brian or Steve or Mike or whoever you talk to. I mean, we have a whole team of people that would be region experts. So there was I wanted to go back. I assume you saw the question on the comparisons are too small. I answered that, but I want to come back. If you received the email invitation to this webinar, there was a paragraph that talked about the value, and there's a link. We actually have a web page that's put together that shows a comparison to 5 different destinations: Caribbean, Asia, Europe, and I can't even remember what the other 2 were, Canada and
Alaska.
There you go. That makes sense. So what I will do is when we send everybody the link to this presentation, I will make sure, and I'll highlight it as clearly as possible. We'll include 2 things. A link to the offer that offers 20 to 50% off, which will actually show by destination, Africa, Alaska, Asia, Baltic, and goes down in alphabetical order, all the destinations that we have space for, and then it will show the itinerary, you know, is it Sydney to Bali or whatever it is, and then it will show the lead-in price. And there's a disclaimer on that that talks about that lead-in pricing. But to be as transparent as possible, that lead-in price is for the lowest available stateroom. And, you know, a lot of times you'll see these things and it's like, well, the lowest price is, I'm going to say $4,000 per person. But when you go to book that, that's like, well, that's for, you know, that's for a category H, and there are no H's and there are no G's, and there, you know, there are no E's and there are no F's. So even though you saw a price, they're not available. So when you look at them, keep in mind that on some of those, the lowest cabin category still remaining, and I just updated this, or Jodi and I got to give her credit, she worked with me, but Jodi and I just updated this yesterday, but there's a couple of those sailings that the lowest available staterooms are penthouses. So that rate you see is available, or at least it was available yesterday, but the cabin category that is, you need to call to find that out, and there's no easy way to list that. So kind of use that as a guide. If there's an itinerary that you'd like, give us a call, because that price you see may be for a category H, it may be for a category A, or at least I know there was a B and C that when we looked at it. Anyway, so that's on that. But anyway, so when we send out the video, I will include a link to the pricing, and I'll include a link again to the web page. It's a separate web page that kind of goes through those 5 different comparisons so you can see it. Okay, we also on the World Wars voyage, somebody asked a couple of questions on that. It may have been the same person, or it could have been 2 different people. Can't tell because it's anonymous. Is Normandy included in that? And then they wanted to know if you are done putting together that. I guess the question is, are you done putting it together? Obviously, the itinerary is set. So I guess that question would be, are you done adding the additional lecturers and those types of things to that?
Well, we haven't gotten that information on who they would be specifically. Like, remember last year we had one of these, and there was a specific lieutenant that was going to be on doing the lectures and hosting the shore excursions, and he happened to be a MOAA member, how we figured out. But so we just don't know who that is going to be, and we don't have the specifics on what we will be doing. So I wish that I could give you more information on that, but it's not quite there yet.
We'll stay on top of that, and if you're interested, just let your consultant know, and we'll get that information out as quickly as possible. This one I can answer. Somebody asked, what are the cruises that are being offered for the 30 to 50? It's actually 20 to 50 now. It was 30 to 50 the last time we did. Are they the same ones? Some are the same. If I remember correctly, there's like 30 new ones, maybe more than that. There's a number of new ones. The old ones kind of ended at the start of 2024. We now had, and obviously some of them have been passed. I mean, some of the sailings have already gone and they were removed. Some of them sold out and they were removed, but we now have departures into July of 2024 that are available on that up to 50% off. So it's the same URL. We just updated the URL. The dates that we have now are available until September 30th, correct, Jodi?
Yes.
September 30th. So and then that expires, and then they, you know, look at the sailings and let us know if there's new ones. So yeah, so if you looked at it 3 months ago when we last talked about these special rates, if you were looking into 2024, I can tell you that we're now going through, there are dates that are through July of 2024. Somebody asked about, is there a separate area for single travelers? Go ahead. And then the question was, are there functions targeted to singles or solos?
Yes, so there's not areas specific to singles or solo travelers. We do have a solo traveler program on board that it's noted in our daily program. So there'll be information on when the solo travelers meeting will be. You'll get invitations to the meetings where then you can, invitations to dine together. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but you have multiple opportunities to mingle and meet with those other solo travelers on board.
Okay. Oh, and then I guess we is Normandy included in the spotlight of World?
I'm going to assume so, but I can't say for sure yet. So that's something that I'll have to look into, John, and get back to you guys, because it's so far out. We still, I mean, the shore excursions aren't even quite, they're not there yet, because you can book shore excursions a year in advance, and we're almost there, but not quite. So I think very soon we'll have more information.
Yeah, and the person who was asking the question is anonymous. If you just want to drop us an email at mail@MOAVAC, or you can even email me personally at john@MOAVAC, I can get that information and get back with you. In fact, I'll see what I could find out, and I will try including that in the email we're going to send. And then Robert asked about his specific cruise.
Well,
So
when we do a back-to-back, are you looking at maybe doing an additional cruise after that cruise, Robert? Because when you do if you booked a back-to-back with that, we do offer a savings to book another cruise. Typically it's 5%, but if there is something going on, sometimes we have offers that it's a combine and save, so we would offer additional higher percentage of savings. So it just depends. So we'll have to look for you.
Yeah, I'm looking Auckland to Bali. Okay, so that is one of the up to 50% off dates. So just to make sure, Jodi, if it is one of those covert fares which are up to 50% off, would they get the 50% off and the back-to-back savings? Or since it's that special fare program that typically doesn't combine with anything else, do we know if they'd get the back-to-back savings and the up to 50% off?
Well, it might be a couple of different things, and so we'll have to price it out and see what is going to be the best option, because it could be that we have other offers going on that. So we'll look at that, Robert, with your advisor, and see what would be best for you to add on another sale.
Yeah, and at the bottom of that page, it lists all of those up to 50% off dates. I said it already, what they call the covert fares, because they're only we have them, so it's secretive, for lack of they didn't call them secret fares. But anyway, on those covert or the up to 50% off fares, if you scroll down and you see the disclaimer copy, they are not combinable with any other offer, with the exception of that MOAA exclusive amenity of the $250 shipboard credit, because we like to be able to stand up and say that applies to everything. So when we started talking to Regent about getting those covert fares or those special deals for MOAA members, we wanted to make sure that that was included for the consistency's sake on that. So answer live, done. I think that is all of them, which I love it when so many of these end right on time. I don't know how that is possible, but anyway, I guess I want to say thanks again to everybody. Remember, we're going to send you the video. You're invited to bring along friends and family. Share it with your friends and family if you would like. If they come with us, they would be eligible for the fares that are up to 50% off. They can come with us on the Spotlight of World War Cruise. Anything that they purchase, they would get that $250 minimum $250 per suite shipboard credit. We mentioned already, like that Spotlight on World Wars is $400. So they're everything we offer MOAA members, we offer to members and anyone who travels with them. So with that, I'll end. Be on the lookout for the email. I'll include all the information we discussed, the links to those websites, as well as a copy of this video. And then I want to take just a minute and turn it over to Jodi. But first, I want to thank her on behalf of myself, everyone here at MOAA Vacations, and everyone who is either watching this live or going to watch it on tape delay, for lack of a better word, for taking, once again, a couple hours out of your day to spend with us, talk about the Grandeur and all these other things. We really appreciate it. We know you're really busy, We appreciate your time, and I'm going to turn it over to you for the final word.
All right. Thanks, John, Mike, team, all of you. And remember that I don't want anyone to be discouraged by luxury because you have a certain thinking about luxury in your mind, because luxury means so many different things to so many different people. And just that space that you have on board, or again, not having to pay for additional dining or drinks or anything on board, that's part of luxury. And we want to be able to bring that to you and for you to experience it. So we hope that you find something on Regent and join us soon.